You may not see yourself as a creative person, but you are. What you don't want to do is limit your perception of you being, which is the identity piece, a creative individual by your occupation, your job, your business, or your present or past circumstances. Take a good note, because I'm going to give you a few definitions associated with intellectual property. The company that you work for values your intellectual property in terms of your ideas. What occurs with us is that we may not see the value, but the organization, whether it be profit, for profit, sees value in the ideas that we share. Many of us are the frontline employees. We know more and experience what goes on in the organization than the directors do and upper management. Let me give you a couple of definitions of intellectual property. We're going to create a tapestry where you can relate and start placing value. And I'm going to show you how to become a value adder and a value creator. No longer remain stagnant. So check this definition out. A law definition. You can find this definition on Google. Intellectual property can be defined as a work or invention that is the result of creativity, such as a manuscript or a design to which one has rights and for which one may apply for a patent, copyright, trademark, etc., etc. Take this keynote. Work is not only something that we do in terms of service. Work is something that we produce in terms of a product. When we gather that understanding of the different, I will say this, when we redefine what we associate work being, we find ourselves through the process of execution, employment, application of the redefinition of work as a product that is produced, we find ourselves in the realm of being time-free. Many of us desire to have money, many of us desire to have wealth, but the intangible expression of having money, being well off, having wealth is freedom or liberation. Myself, I'm time free, and time is the most valuable asset and commodity that we have. Is intangible, in my professional opinion, but without time, you can't generate wealth or make money. This other definition associated with intellectual property is from Investopedia.com. Intellectual property is a set of intangibles owned and legally protected by a company from outside use or implementation without consent. Now let's talk about us and our traditional workplaces. As I stated before, in most cases, we have more awareness of what takes place in the daily operations of a company. That company can be a school, that company can be a traditional business, it can be a bank, it can be a food restaurant, it can be a bowling alley. The frontline employees know more experientially of what happens on a daily basis, which lets us know that those individuals, male or female, can quickly improve processes, procedures, policies, systems, if we have the right mindset. But like I said before previously, what we experience is we don't see our ideas of adding or creating any value for the company. But guess what? The company that we work for or the company that we work with, we're talking about in a contractual way. Those individuals see the value that we offer. It's that we don't see it because since we were in elementary, junior high, high school, some of us even college, the design was to become a worker. Even though we have the spirit of creativity in us, it takes, and this is one powerful key point that I want to add in connection to this thought. We give a lot away because we've been conditioned to place heavy emphasis on instant gratification. A person cannot, whether that person is male, female, no matter what ethnicity that individual is, that individual cannot obtain wealth generationally if they have a mindset of being instantly gratified. And what occurs is we identify who we are, our experience with geographically where we came from. I lived on the south side of Chicago. No shade to my people because I have people there, but this is my example. I live on the south side of Chicago. We were poor. See, that experience identifies who I am when I'm not free and liberated in my mindset. Once I trans over into adulthood and I hit it big or I blow up, now I have massive amounts of cash available to me, and that's money. That's not necessarily wealth. But because I've been conditioned per my environment, whether it was a physical environment or tangible people in that environment, my mindset is instant gratification. Man, it was hard. We struggled. We made it. But guess what? You were supposed to make it. Guess what? Your geographical location should not identify you as a person. Guess what? The past should not identify you as a person. These are all experiences or fuels that we put in the vehicle of our purpose to help us arrive and realize our full potential. But because we see these experiences on a natural plane, when we arrive at the place where we believe that we made it, we don't place emphasis on the intellectual property that has been created throughout the process. This is part 1, intellectual property. Part 2, coming soon.